Saturday the 5th April, I went down to Riders in Bridgwater with some mates. Spent a good day there. There'll be a link to the video at the end of this. I returned from Riders on my own because I left a lot later than the others. And like I normally do on the dual carriageways and the motorways now, I tend to ride in cruise control. So yeah, just outside Bodmin, I was coming back to a place called Four Winds, and you've got a flyover, a pretty new one, that's at the top of the hill after a sweeping bend. And I was behind 3 cars at the time. I was doing 70 in cruise control, and the sun was quite low behind the bridge, and visibility wasn't that brilliant. A lovely sunny day, but really bright sunshine. And what basically happened, there was a mobile speed camera sitting on top of the bridge, and it basically caught out the other drivers, and they all slammed their brakes on. This caused me to have to take an evasive manoeuvre, and along with a silver Range Rover that was doing something silly, I accelerated round to get in a safe space and then slowed down. So I'm stood on top of the flyover before the one with the speed camera, just so I want to compare it. This one takes you onto the moors. So you got the moors over there, you got the bridge, you got the A30 where you can see quite a nice distance to the bridge. Now you see the road width. Now, according to road traffic regulations, this is a two-way road. So unless there's a hazard, you've got hazard lights on, you should not be blocking part of the carriageway, forcing people across the road. So if you do, you either need, well, if it's an emergency, you have hazards. But if you're there for a period of time performing a duty or a job, you need to have a safe zone and cone it off. So if you're parked here in the road, as a mobile camera, it's illegal parking. And if you put your wheels up on the curb, again, it's illegal parking. Yeah, with the cruise control on this bike, I can either have my hand on, as you see here, or I can rest my hand and put it to my side. But if you need to accelerate, you just turn the throttle momentarily, get yourself out of danger, and then you can let go, and it will then go back to the preset speed. If you happen to put your brake on, then you have to press the button again, flick it to the right, and it will take it to the last preset speed. So anybody that rides motorcycles regularly, especially on dual carriageways and motorways, will know that traffic all travels at set speeds. You get pockets of traffic, you get lorries, they build up after a while because they're all doing around the same speed. And then you'll get certain cars that will be doing between 65 and 70, and they'll keep changing their speeds. So when you come across pockets of traffic, you have the ability to accelerate out and then slow back down once you've got past that traffic. Right, I'm sort of standing in the spot that the mobile speed camera was in Saturday. As you can see, that's the route. Now that's uphill. Just come off a sweeping bend and you're coming uphill. So I was in traffic, inside lane, cruise control. The sun there was a lot lower, so the visibility wasn't very good. Now if you're set up here, you'll know that the visibility is not very good. So what you then had was cars slowing down on the inside lane abruptly because they saw the van too late. And these vehicles were travelling around 65. So yeah, they were below the speed limit and they still stuck their brakes on because they saw the van. Now, travelling uphill on a spot off a sweeping bend like that, and then down the road to there, this isn't a black spot, this is purely a situation to grab people coming up the hill too fast. It's a money maker. But as I've got the bike parked there and a car's just gone by, I've got my hats on, but he would have been taking up the carriageway a lot more than me, so he would have been blocking access. So illegally parked, unless they send me a photo that he's got all his cones out, which I doubt. And then if he was parked half on the pavement to keep the roadway open, he's illegally parked. But what I do think is really bad is the positioning. It's a pure money maker. It caused a hazard, caused the people to brake late because the sun was low, visibility was low. And then when I pulled out around the cars, there was a Range Rover speeding behind me. And then I had to do an evasive manoeuvre. So, yeah. Being in cruise control on this bike, if you're in cruise control, you can turn the throttle, then let go of the throttle, it'll go back to the speed you had it set up. And basically I use that to get out of problems such as this, where you've got to do some evasive manoeuvring. Even in your bike safe, if you do a bike safe course, they even teach you when you're overtaking to go above the speed limit to get out, around, back in safely. So yeah, bring back quarter mile speed testing, because this instant doesn't take into every scenario. So I personally think it's a very dangerous position to have put in it. sum up, really, I do feel that these mobile cameras are put in some really stupid places, actually dangerous places, to be honest. If you do a bike safe course or advanced riding course, they will teach you to accelerate out of danger, or to accelerate momentarily. You're going to go over the speed limit and then pull back into a safe space. You are taught that on motorcycles. It doesn't mean you're going to be tearing around, pulling wheelies and putting people in danger. You're obviously a smaller vehicle and you need to be seen, so it's your road positioning. It is important not to travel with other vehicles that are bigger than you, because then it reduces your visibility. So when you come to pockets of traffic, it's good to be able to accelerate out and then pull back into a safe space. I'm all for safety. When you've got fixed cameras in dangerous places, people know where they are, they tend to slow down, so it reduces the risk. A lot of these mobile units now are just put in places for pure money revenue. That's what I disagree with.